Okay, well, we'll get started here. Thank you everyone for joining us and welcome. I'm Cindy Erickson and I am a tour coordinator with Westworld Tours, and I'll be facilitating the presentation this evening. Joining me to tell you all about the great sights and attractions you'll experience on our JAYS Jaunt to Seattle tour is our very own Westworld Tour Director, Sandi.
Hi,
welcome.
Guys.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We look forward to you telling us everything about the JAYS Jaunt to Seattle.
Yep.
And before I turn the presentation over to Sandi, I have a couple of things I want to mention. Number one is questions. We do encourage you to ask questions at any time throughout the presentation. That being said, everyone has been muted. So we ask you to type your questions into the Q&A box that's located on your screen. And if you joined us on Facebook, please type your questions into the comment section. And we welcome your questions at any time, as I mentioned throughout, and we will answer as many as we can at the end of our presentation. Next is our lineup of upcoming presentations. All of our presentations will take place at 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And on April 13th, it's our Black Hills tour. And I do believe our tour director, Fred, will be joining us to tell us all about the Black Hills that evening. And then on April 20th is our fabulous tour to beautiful Haida Gwaii. And Sandi will be joining us again that evening. And I know Haida Gwaii is a huge love of hers, so you'll certainly want to tune in for that presentation. And on April 27th, it is our Women Explorers Newfoundland and Labrador tour. And Leanne will be joining me that evening to talk about our women's only tour to Newfoundland and Labrador this upcoming summer. And if you have missed any of our previous live presentations, we do have a recorded version available for viewing on our website at westworldtours.com. And if you would like to receive invites to future presentations, as well as timely information on new tours, we recommend you follow us on Facebook and sign up to our email newsletter. You won't be inundated with emails, and you can unsubscribe at any time. There may be a few more emails than normal right now as we're keeping everybody informed of the upcoming virtual presentation series. So I'm going to launch a poll onto your screen right away here, asking if you would like to sign up for our newsletter. You can sign up for the Westworld Tours newsletter, the Women Explorers newsletter, or you can sign up for both. And if you've already signed up and receiving them, you can let us know that as well. Again, if you've joined us on Facebook, the poll isn't going to appear, but you can certainly send us a quick message or contact us via email at information@westworldtours.com, and we'll make sure that you get added to that email list. Okay, I'll just clear that off your screen, everybody. So I'll tell you a little bit about Westworld Tours. As Western Canada's premier tour company, Westworld Tours has been serving Canadians from coast to coast with escorted travel throughout North America and around the world since 2000, presenting quality components, including excellent accommodation, modern comfortable coaches, professional tour directors, experienced courteous drivers, and luggage handling. We take in all the important sites and attractions and include several meals throughout. Thousands of passengers have chosen our first-class style of touring, enjoying the great value, security, and stress-free environment, all while making new friends along the way. We know our tour directors enjoy getting to know you while on tour and love to see your familiar faces. Speaking of familiar faces, I'm going to launch another poll onto your screen, and we would like to know how many watching this evening have traveled with Westworld Tours before. So I'll get that up here for everybody to participate in. There we go. We'd love to know how many of you have traveled with us and how many watching this evening have not traveled with us. I'll give everybody just a couple minutes here to respond to that. And then I'll share the results here with you. Okay, so it looks like a 52% watching us this evening, Sandi. You'd be pleased to know.
Oh, good, good.
have traveled with us before, and 48% watching us this evening have yet to travel with us. So we appreciate you letting us
Awesome.
do that. And those that haven't traveled with us before, we look forward to welcoming you on board one day soon. And to those that have not traveled with us or have traveled with us before, I'm sorry. I know our tour directors are more than anxious to welcome you back and see your familiar faces once more. So enough about me, and I shouldn't say me, Westworld Tours, I should say. Let's get to the good stuff and our Jay's Jaunt to Seattle. So if the crack of the bat is music to your ears, if ballpark food makes your mouth water, and if enjoying the game with friends is your thing, then you want to join us on this fun-filled trip to Seattle, taking in Jays versus Mariners triple header. It's going to be a great fun tour. And it is my pleasure now at this time to introduce everybody to Westworld Tour Director, Sandi Cindy.
Hi.
Sandy's anxious to tell you all about, doesn't want me to tell you anything about her. Sandi has been with Westworld Tours for 6 years now, guiding many tours around the globe for our guests, including the Jays Jaunts to Seattle and Denver. And she has remarked to me that they are one of her fun faves. Sandi, we can't wait for you to tell us all about the fun-filled Jays trip tour. Take it away.
This is definitely one of the funnest trips that we do. It's you're going to need a lot of energy because once your feet hit the ground, we keep going, and there's a lot of sleepy people on the bus on the way home. So it is a great tour. So first thing I'm going to say before I get into what we're going to include is, if you have a look at that sign in the background, the Mariners welcomed us last time we were at the game. So they made everybody aware that we were there. That's something they do for all the clubs that are there, and your guide will be able to tell you in what inning that'll be on there if you want to get a picture of it when it comes up. So we are going to include 3 game tickets. It is a 4-game series, but we're going to do 3 games. It includes your daily breakfast and your hotel accommodations, all your transportation, including to and from the game, and special arrangements that we've made to take you downtown and do the city tour as well. So we're going to do a lot of scenic drives, see a lot of different scenery that we're not used to on the prairies. The Seattle city tour is, it's nice. It's such an interesting city. It's young, but it still has a lot of old parts, and the guides are usually very informative, and you're going to be surprised what you learn about Seattle. So, okay, so this is the route that we're going to take. We're going to start in Regina. Depending on where all our passengers are coming from, we might stop in Swift Current to pick up people, but we are going to stop at the Swift Current Mall and have a scatter lunch at the food court. If anyone's been, Medicine Hat Mall.
Yeah, sorry, Sandi. We're going to also start in Saskatoon as well.
Okay, so we are going to start in Saskatoon. Then we're going to start from Regina. So the Saskatoon people have to get up earlier. So the Regina people will be a little more rested. So along we go, and anybody is, the good thing about Westworld Tours, if the bus is going past where you live, we can make arrangements to pick you up. So there's a possibility, Gull Lake, Swift Current, anywhere along there that we could be stopping to pick people up. So we're going to have lunch at the Medicine Hat Mall. It's just a scatter lunch. You can go to the food court. They've got a very good food court. And then we're going to head over to Cranbrook, which is going to touch just barely on the border of Montana and into Idaho, where we're going to have supper in Coeur d'Alene. We're either going to have it at Cracker Barrel or we're going to have it at Golden Corral. If you go to Cracker Barrel on the way down, you'll go to Golden Corral on the way back. So, and then we're going to spend the night, in Cranbrook. And then we're going to head into Seattle. So when we leave Cranbrook, you have to be game ready, because we are going, our intention right now is to go straight to the game so that we're there by 5 o'clock, so that you guys can get all situated and settled and catch the national anthem. One of the times I went, there were 27,000 Canadians at the game. The field holds 47,000. So anyways, these are some of our passengers that get on the bus. And if you look at upper left, you can see that we decorate the buses when we go on this tour. We decorate it in Blue Jay paraphernalia and Canada paraphernalia, and we have a really good time. We'll put balloons sometimes, and we just get carried away as guides because everybody that's on this bus is here for a common goal. We all like baseball, so we're all looking forward to it. So when we leave Cranbrook, be ready, be game ready. And if you look at the bottom left, you can see some of our passengers eating and getting along. If you're coming as a single on this tour, you're not a single for very long. Everybody bonds, everybody gets to know each other. So it works out really well for everybody. Nobody feels left out. Everybody is all in it together. So that's good. We're happy about that. On our way, after we pass Pincher Creek, we're going to see Frank's Slide. Frank's Slide happened just over 100 years ago, and it's a slide that came down and buried part of the town. So everything that's buried under there is still there. Your guide will give you a lot of information about it because there are a lot of facts around Frank's Slide. There was a train that was coming through the tunnel that barely made it out before it came down. And we also like, depending on the weather and depending on the highway and other conditions, we like to stop here and take a group picture. It's a good spot for a group picture. So next slide. Okay, so, and I would talk, we get to Cranbrook. Cranbrook is the sunniest town in BC. So, but we're going to get there probably about 7:30. So not sure how too sunny it's going to be. So we'll get to the hotel, we'll get you checked in, you supper is on your own. There's area restaurants around that you could go to. Oh, I had you getting game ready the day before. You need to get game ready today after we leave Cranbrook. Sorry about that. You got to get game ready after we leave Cranbrook. So we're going to spend the night here. You aren't going to have very much time. You're going to have your supper. You're going to lay down on your pillow. We're going to be back on the bus at 7:30 after we have breakfast at the hotel. And this is the day that you need to be game ready. It's also important to remember to bring any medications that you may need, any snacks, any water, because this could be a 16-hour day. We might not get to a hotel where you can rest again for 15, 16 hours. So it's important that you have that stuff with you. So on the upper right, those are some of the mountains and valleys that you're going to see around Cranbrook. It's got beautiful scenery, and we drive right through it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Good for taking pictures. So on the lower left is the duty-free store. Not a big duty-free store, does sell alcohol. We will be stopping. It's about half a mile from the border. So I'm pretty sure last time we were here, the border people actually came here and took our passports off the bus from us at this time. And by the time we were done in the duty-free and got to the border, they had them all ready. So they're very efficient. And then we see a picture, an aerial view of T-Mobile Park. When last time I was there, it was called Safeco. So you can see the roof is open. And we'll talk a little more about the roof a little bit later on. But if you look just above that field, a little bit in the dark, that is their football stadium. They are side by side. So they're close. You'll be able to see it. And if you look down in the left-hand corner, that's the gate we usually go in. Our buses park just across the street. So they do have special bus parking there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. And then of course, in the lower right, we have the Space Needle, which again, we'll talk a little bit more about that further on. So here is a schematic of the baseball field. You can see circled in red, section 135, view of the first base baseline. That's where our seats are going to be. So if you look at the picture on the left, that is an actual view from our seats. So that is a good view, good seats. You don't have to go way to the top, but the roof, I want to explain to you, it's more like an umbrella. If they have to shut it, it will cover the field and the stands, but it doesn't enclose the whole stadium. The sides are still open. Because they have such great weather in Seattle, they didn't feel the need to have a totally closed in stadium. So if there's a little bit of a breeze blowing, you'll still get the breeze, but the rain and whatever else that comes down probably won't get you. they get a lot of use out of their field. They use it for the baseball. They use it for high school football. They the biggest crowd they had for 59,000 was WrestleMania. They also in the spring use it for high school graduations. And the funniest one is Bernie Sanders. I'm sure you're all aware of him and his little mittens at the Biden inauguration. He had his presidential campaign here when he was running for president. So yeah, so it gets a lot of use. So, okay, here's some of the sites that you're gonna see that on the upper right hand is a stone troll. So it's under a bridge. So you'll see this probably on your city tour. It's a troll under a bridge. So you're gonna see that. Here on the upper left, and excuse me, but I keep forgetting the name, so I'm gonna ask Cindy.
Pioneer Park.
Pioneer Park. So
Pioneer Square.
Pioneer Square. It's an area of older buildings. It's located not too far from the baseball field. So if we get to the baseball field early and you figure you want to go for a stroll, you could walk over here and see some of the older buildings, some of the older architecture, and some of the funky restaurants and stuff they have there. On the lower left is a public market center sign. I'm sure you've all seen that in movies, and it's quite iconic. And the public market has actually been there over 100 years. But in it, there are over 250 independent stores and restaurants. They also have, you're going to see a lot of buskers. The buskers actually have to get a permit to be a busker in, excuse me, to be a busker in there. And they have a farmer's market in there as well. On Saturdays, it's quite busy. So we are going to get the opportunity to go there. So in the middle is the Space Needle. The Space Needle, of course, is what Seattle's most known for. We will, on the Sunday after the game, we are gonna go back to the hotel first, and then we're gonna come back down here. For those that wanna come back down, it takes 53 seconds to go up to the top of that Space Needle. And it has the best views of the mountains and the water and Seattle that you're gonna see. You're not gonna wanna eat up there. It has one of Seattle's most expensive restaurants. So you just want to go up. It's like I said, it's about $37.50 to go up. There is a seniors rate, so it can go as low as $24.50. Don't buy your tickets online before we go, because if the game goes into extra innings or there's a lot of traffic, and you wouldn't get there at your scheduled time. So because they schedule them, I think it's every 5 or 10 minutes. So we can't be that specific. And on the lower right, you're going to see the famous fish throwing. I don't know if any of you are up for that. I will take pictures of you if you are. Oh, actually, the guide will take pictures of you if you are. I'm not into slippery fish, but it's quite an attraction and a lot of people try it. So feel free to give it a go and someone will get your picture, and guess what? You'll be on our slides next year. Put your Westworld identification on and we'll know it's you. Okay, so Seattle's known for a lot of big business. And one of the most famous ones, of course, is Starbucks. So in the lower left picture, you can see a view of Starbucks, which was incorporated in 1971. And if you look at the logos on top, you're going to see the girl there, and that is the only place you're going to see that logo. You can see it again up above. It's the only one that has her breasts exposed. You won't see that anywhere else. You'll see the one that's more on beside it on the right. On the bottom, you're going to see a different view of the Starbucks store. When you go, there's going to be a long lineup, and but they do come out and they give you samples, and the line goes really fast. They're really organized, and people are in and out of there in no time. So if you want a mug with the original logo on it, this is a place to get it. It is located inside the market.
That's the only place you can get it.
Yes, yes. So it's one of the souvenirs most people go for. So the big picture with the spheres in front is Amazon. Those are known as the Amazon spheres. They're quite a thing to see, great for pictures. And if you look at the upper right, those people are inside. So you can relax at different levels, you can have coffee. The way the sun shines on it, it makes different prisms, and there's all sorts of things you can see. So that is Amazon. And another big business is Boeing. We're not doing a tour of Boeing, but you will see the Boeing factory many times because our bus from the hotel to the field goes right past it. So you'll see it 6 times. We'll go back and forth 6 times. So
And Sandy, did you want to talk about the location of our hotel at this
Oh,
point?
yes. Our hotel is located at the airport. And that may sound to you guys like, why isn't it downtown? The first year I went, we stayed downtown. And the streets are not real wide. And the traffic is horrendous. To get to the field from the airport, even though it's further out, takes less time than leaving from downtown. And also we have to, our bus parking, it's easier for us loading and unloading. We can unload and load at kind of at our leisure, as long as we leave by our right time. But if you're parked on a downtown street, you got to get in there, and you got to get in there now. So being at the airport has a lot of advantages. And plus we're going to do the city tour. We're going to twice come downtown. You have a free morning off. So we're going to arrange for the bus to come downtown in that morning. So there'll be a scheduled drop off and a scheduled pickup. And then Sunday after the game, we're going to come back again. So, but we're going to go back to the hotel first. And then those who want to come back can come back. So
Yep.
Have I missed anything? Are we good?
No, I think you got it all. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. So this is the Chulili Blown Glass Museum. It is located in proximity to the Space Needle. It is done by Dale Chulili, and he has trained all over the world. He's won many awards all over the world, and it's just colorful, it's vibrant, it's incredible to see. So if you're not feeling you want to go up in the air on the space tower, come and have a look at the museum, because it is gorgeous. You're not going to see anything else like it.
I would be
glass
excited to go see this. It looks
Yeah.
stunning, the colors and
Yep,
just
they're
to
very
think that it's all
vibrant.
made of glass. It would be beautiful.
Yeah, so that's something to see as well. And again, it's in very close proximity to the Space Needle. So yeah. Okay, so here we have some more shots. We have the pergola in the park that I spoke about earlier.
Pioneer Square.
Pioneer Square, yes. You can notice the age of the architecture and the light posts and even the buildings in the background. So if that's something you want to see, it's really unique. And it's within walking distance of the baseball field. So up on the top is just another picture of the square from a different angle. So, and on the upper right, we have a picture of the pier. And you'll notice that there's a road that goes right down in front of it. Our bus on the city tour goes down that road. So you'll be able to see all those boats and some really huge yachts. And it's very interesting. It's very pretty. And again, the lower left is just a twilight looking picture of the market sign. That market has been there over 100 years. It's one of the oldest ones in the United States. So it's when you go on our free time is what, Sunday morning. It's going to be crowded, just so you're not surprised. It's going to be crowded. But you know, if you walk in and you just want to go as far as Starbucks, it's only like a block or two, because that's one of the times I went, that's as far as I got. So I know you can get to Starbucks without too much hassle. So it's pretty good. Now, you know, people get kind of excited on these tours, and they're a lot of fun, and you sit with a lot of people that you're with on the bus, and people bond. And even though they do sell a limited amount of Blue Jay stuff in the store, it's important to get your stuff before you leave home, because nobody wants to be disappointed. We all want to let them know that we're for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays consider this a home game. because of the proximity to BC and stuff, a lot of people come to these games. So if you get the chance, one of the ones I was at, I had the opportunity to talk to one of the hosts, one of the ushers, and they just love this series. They said the Canadians are so much fun. So it is a lot of fun. The food here is so different. There's so many different things you can try. Yeah, there's unlimited choices. There's 5 levels in this field. So you can explore, you can walk around. When you get to the field, you can go in any gate you want. So you can get it from a different angle every time you go in. So one of the things that they do, and I hope they still do it, is at the end of the 6th inning, any ball that has hit the dirt while it's being pitched, they collect it, they authenticate it, they say what play it was, what inning, what players it was, and they bring them up to almost where we're sitting to sell them. So they're good souvenirs. They're really good souvenirs. I gave one to my dad, I gave one to my brother, and they're not things you can get anywhere else. So yeah, so you got that to look forward to. And in the upper right, you can see people, well, they were partaking in some of the food, but we have food just in the middle there. Up on top, we have food and people resting, because by the time the 3rd game's over, you're going to be resting. And these are our people as well. I actually recognize some of these people. So yeah, it's nothing better than sitting at a ball game, I tell you. Ball games are great. But
Yeah,
it's
that drink that they've got there it looks pretty interesting. I see in there I've got there's a little 2 pieces of sausage, and it looks like a meal in a cup with a drink.
yeah, it does.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but they have wine bars, they have beer bars, they have any other kind of alcohol. They have garlic fries, they have all sorts of steak bites, and like you name it, they got it.
Yeah, I've heard that the food at this ballpark in particular is
it's
is
rated number
exceptional.
2 from, well, it was, I'm not sure if it still is. It was rated number 2 in food for baseball fields.
Right on.
Yeah, and it is rated 8th out of all the fields in the United States that players want to play at. It's rated 8th. So it comes with a good rating. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah. But and you can see here, people still continue to have fun. No matter where they go, they're having fun. They're making the best of everything. So yeah.
It looks like it's a great fun tour, that's for sure.
Oh, I can't say enough.
Just like the game, I guess, right?
Yep. It's great.
Well, thank you, Sandy. Thank you again for joining us and sharing your experience with our tour to Seattle and the JAYS Jaunt. And we're going to have you stick around so you can help us answer some questions. That would be awesome.
I'd love to.
Okay. Well, everybody, if you've got any questions, please do. Now is the time to put them into the Q&A box located on your screen, and we can answer those for you. I do see that we have one question here, and it's about COVID. What is the COVID protocol? We do have our COVID protocol on our website, and all of the information is there. You can check that out. It's www.westworldtours.com, and all our COVID protocol is listed there. So please be sure and check that out. And do we have any more questions? Let's see if there's anything on Facebook.
I was just that good, I guess.
So I guess we can just, do a quick review here as well. That
I do see a question.
Sorry, there is one here too in the chat. Diane is asking, is it just the first day that is a 16-hour day? Diane, actually, the first day both days are going to be longer travel days, but we leave at 7:30 in the morning roughly. You're going to get into Cranbrook for the first night around 7 p.m. give or take. Again, that is based on traffic and stops and so on and so forth. But it's the next day that is the lengthy one from Cranbrook into Seattle. And the reason it is so lengthy is because we don't check into the hotel before heading to the ballpark. We go right to the ballpark unless we hit it perfect with perfect traffic and have enough time to go to the hotel first. It's not likely going to happen. So that's really what makes that tour on that day so very long. It's not that we're traveling on the coach that entire time. We're actually going to be straight to the ballpark. It's a good question. Thank you for asking, Diane. Let's see. Can we be picked up in Lethbridge or Cranbrook? Absolutely. As Sandy said, Cranbrook is not a problem. We can pick you up in Cranbrook, Lethbridge, as long as we're driving right through. Not a problem at all. In Cranbrook, if you, again, it is an early morning departure. If you want to come into Cranbrook the night before and meet up with the group as we arrive, we can certainly do that. Or if you're from Cranbrook and just would like to hop on in the morning, pardon me, we can make those arrangements as well, not a problem. Stuart is saying we went to Seattle, Minnesota and Haida with the group. Awesome. That's
with
great.
me. Did he go with me?
Did you go with Sandy? Sandy wants to know if you traveled with her, Stuart. I see you've got fantastic trips, he says. Thank you very much, Stuart. We really appreciate hearing from our past passengers. You guys make our tours what they are, for sure. We take your input and your comments that you provide to us at the end of every tour. We all go through them here and we incorporate as many things and listen to everything that you have to say as well. It's important for us in our planning going forward.
I would just like to add that any tour that I've done, and this one included, it doesn't take long for people to all bond together. Like I said, if you're a single person, you're not a single person for long.
You know what?
It's a family.
Absolutely.
You know,
And we just got an anonymous question asking us, why aren't you gals wearing Blue Jays gear?
You know what? I put it on, but you couldn't see it. It was like here. It is. Look at this. Look at this. Look.
Trust me, she's the biggest Blue Jays fan there is.
I have a Blue Jays purse. But see, I have a Blue Jays. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Names are a little outdated, but I have
trust me.
Outfit for every occasion. So I did try and put it on, but yeah.
Yes, I understand that. Yeah, I have a problem fitting into my things now after
after COVID.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah,
that's great. So let's see if we have any more questions. Jean, we will be, and everybody that's watching us this evening, thank you so much for joining us. We do have information that will be sent out to you tomorrow. You should receive it tomorrow. It will have a link to all the information for this tour. It'll give you the day-to-day itinerary. It'll review where our seats are again on the coach, on the ballpark, and the pricing will be there. Everything will be there for you. And if you have any further questions, by all means, you can reach out to us at information@westworldtours.com. You can follow us on Facebook. And if you're, need more information, by all means, you can contact your local travel agent as well. To Jean, again, that asked about being picked up in Lethbridge and Cranbrook, by all means, you can reach out to us or your local travel agent, and we can get those arrangements made for you.
There's something I forgot to mention too, just seeing these people sitting and they look like they're close to the front. Your guide will find out for you when the Blue Jays have batting practice. And if you're at the game early enough and they're having batting practice and you're down right there at the front, those autographs, the guys are so good about them. So, take something with you, take a baseball, take something, because if you can get down there, you can get an autograph. So
yeah, I agree. It's a great atmosphere at the ballpark. Nothing like
it is.
The ballpark.
It is.
And there's nothing better than the food at the ballpark too.
Yeah, quite obviously.
Well, thanks, Sandy.
You're welcome.
Well, everybody, if you have
Yeah.
no more questions, then we will leave you with that. Hopefully you can join us on our jaunt to Seattle to see the Blue Jays and the triple header. And we would love to have you on board. So have a great evening, everyone. And again, Sandy, thank you so much for
Oh,
joining
you're
us.
welcome.
And,
You're welcome.
and we'll see you again soon for Haida.
You will, you will. And I hope I see all of you guys for Haida too, because that tour is also a lot of fun. Different than this one, but just as much fun. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening and thanks again for joining us. Bye.
Thank you.